Nico Harrison is ready to shock everybody, and with this trade proposal that's floating around Mavs space right now, shows that Nico Harrison could spin the block on the Lakers, revisit Rob Pelinka over the summer, and try to get back more over the summer than what we got back in February. And with the current state of things with the Dallas Mavericks, we are dealing with a lot of injuries, a lot of players in and out of the lineup. We could end up forfeiting the rest of this season if things don't get better, and to fix that for next season, Nico Harrison will definitely have to find players who can stay healthy, help produce, and help us win games right away. So, in this video, we're going to take a look at an article that highlights the trade proposal, who's going out, who's coming back, should we even make this trade, and how realistic is it anyway? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, as always, make sure you check us out on Spotify. The link is in the description below. If you don't want to watch all of our videos, but you still want to listen to them, check us out on Spotify, and we'll upload there every day after we upload on YouTube. But as we all know, the Dallas Mavericks are dealing with injuries, and it doesn't seem to stop. And in yesterday's game against the Houston Rockets, it was reported that Dante Exum suffered a broken bone in his left hand tonight per Shams. Exum is out indefinitely. This was then followed up by another report showing that Dante Exum will be reevaluated in about 4 weeks. But in about 4 weeks, the season will be over, if not close to being over. So there's really no point in Dante Exum even being back. He's been dealing with injuries in his hands for the past year. Got injured over in the Olympics. Got injured right before the start of the season. And now he got re-injured again. And the Dallas Mavericks are slowly but surely reaching that limit of players before we have to start forfeiting games. And it was reported just yesterday, the Mavs are at risk of forfeiting games due to injuries and NBA salary cap rules per Bobby Marks. We went into yesterday's game with only 9 healthy players. Now with Dante, we only have 8 healthy players. If someone else gets injured, that could be wraps for the Dallas Mavericks. We'll have to start forfeiting games until someone comes back. And as far as the NBA salary cap rules goes, that's why we can't get anybody on a 2-way contract. That's why we can't get anybody on a 10-day contract. I'm sorry. We only have $50,000 available, and we need $120,000 for a 10-day contract. The Dallas Mavericks are both broke and broken. But like I said, there is a trade proposal floating around that shows that the Dallas Mavericks can make a big move over the summer to try and fix things over in Dallas for this upcoming season, as we are currently dealing with injuries. That's something that you want to get ahead of for the next season. So, the article by Noah Weber over there at the Smoking Cuban, a good friend of mine, Noah, put out an article saying, "Grade the trade. Mavericks strike back at Lakers with wild blockbuster proposal." And the article goes as follows. Breaking down a Mavs-Lakers mock trade that would change everything. It would change everything. In this mock blockbuster trade between Dallas and Los Angeles, the Mavericks get their revenge on the Lakers as Harrison pulled off a major move that addresses a major area of need, but it costs 2 elite role players. So, the Dallas Mavericks would receive Austin Reaves and Jared Vanderbilt, but the Lakers would receive Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford. In this mock trade proposed by Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz, the Mavericks land Austin Reaves and Jared Vanderbilt, while the Lakers land Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford this offseason. As things stand now, this trade would not work between Dallas and LA due to the Lakers' cap situation. But they could somehow get a third team involved in order to help this deal go through, as they did for the Doncic trade. So if we want to get Utah involved for another 3-team deal where they have no idea what we're doing, sure, we'll send you a little second-round pick. But let's say that the cap situation is different and we can actually make this trade happen. Is this something we should do? And honestly, I would have to say no, although getting back Austin Reaves would be huge for the Dallas Mavericks. We get another scorer, someone that can create for himself and is an elite role player, honestly one of the better role players in the league, would only help us even more now that we know that we're going to be without Kyrie Irving for at least 8 to 12 months. Austin Reaves could easily slide in that position and help us out until Kyrie comes back. However, I'm not okay with giving up Daniel Gafford, who has been phenomenal for the Mavericks ever since we got him last season. And in this season, yeah, he started off a little bit slow. Didn't look like the Gafford, the landlord that we all knew. But when Derrick Lively went down with his injury earlier this year, Daniel Gafford stepped up immensely, was a force, was one of the best centers in the league, and he was amazing for the Mavericks until he himself went down with injury. So I'm not all for getting rid of him right away, especially for Jared Vanderbilt. I don't think that really fixes anything. Obviously, the prize of this trade will be Austin Reaves, so if we have to get Jared Vanderbilt, then that's what you have to do. But also Klay Thompson, and I'm not on the train of getting rid of Klay right away, unless you do have a nice upgrade that wouldn't cost us too much, then you definitely do that. Klay Thompson is from Los Angeles. His dad works for the Lakers. His favorite team was the Lakers. He had a choice between Dallas or LA before he chose Dallas just last summer. And with Klay Thompson only having 2 years left on his current deal, He will be 38 years old by the end of his contract. Why not send him somewhere that he may actually want to be with instead of the Mavericks, where things look like a dumpster fire? And everyone knows that Klay Thompson most likely won't get a contract after this one. He'll most likely retire. But overall, I don't think I like this trade, but it could be what the Dallas Mavericks need. You can look at it many different ways, but the article does continue saying, grading the trade for the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs looked unstoppable in the 3 quarters that Davis played in his debut before getting injured, but the roster as currently constructed doesn't have enough guard depth and shot creation to be a true championship contender. Their number one priority needs to be finding another scorer who can create his own shot and play both guard spots this summer, and that's exactly what they get with Reaves, and I agree. That is what you get with Austin Reaves. He definitely fixes and addresses that issue that we currently have. We do have guards, we just don't have the best guards. We have Kyrie Irving, and then after that you got Spencer Dinwiddie, you got Dante Exum, you got Jaden Hardy, you do have Brandon Williams, but it really just stops right there. Obviously you have Najee Marshall too. He's the knife, the Swiss Army knife, so you can kind of slide him into that 1 spot, 2 spot, maybe even 3 spot. But when you get Austin Reaves, you don't need Jaden Hardy, you don't need Dante Exum or Spencer Dinwiddie. He replaces those 3 players right away with his offense and his defense. It isn't the worst, but it definitely adds to the offense that we definitely need. Obviously, Nico says that defense wins championships. This team, when fully healthy, is one of the best defenses in the NBA, but you still need offense to win games, and Austin Reaves definitely addresses that issue. The article continues by saying this season for the Lakers, Reaves is averaging 18.9 points, 4.4 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 1.1 steals per game, while shooting 44% from the field and 36.3% from downtown. His addition next to Irving in the backcourt would give them another dominant 1-2 duo to pair with Davis down low, and the team's offense would no longer be a problem. Reaves' ability to run the one when needed would be key during Kyrie Irving's absence due to his ACL tear, and he has proved that this is a role he can tackle this year in LA. While an Irving-Reaves backcourt could have defensive limitations, the Vanderbilt addition would more than make up for it. Sure, I know Jared Vanderbilt is known for his defense. However, I think the defenders that we currently have are a lot better than Jared Vanderbilt. When you got PJ Washington, when you got Najee Marshall as well. But if you're giving up Klay Thompson, who at times his defense doesn't look like the best, sure, you are getting an upgrade in that sense. You can argue that Austin Reaves is, in this current season, more of an offensive threat than Klay Thompson. So yes, but then you're giving up Daniel Gafford, and that's where I really have an issue with. But like I said, some people will look at this as the answer that we need, while some people feel like we're just giving too much. We're just allowing ourselves to be fleeced by Rob Pelinka and the Lakers once again. But the article finishes up by saying this year, Vanderbilt is averaging 4.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 1 steals per game while shooting 50% from the field and a career-high 33% from downtown on 1.2 attempts per game. Dallas defense would become even more scary with Vanderbilt on the roster, as his defensive prowess, tenacity, hustle, and rebounding would be perfect fits in Dallas. This type of move would put heavy pressure on PJ Washington, Davis, and Derrick Lively as the backline defenders, but this would be a role they are more than capable of picking up the slack when needed. Losing Gafford would be hard, but considering he was in some trade rumors earlier this season and the Mavericks already have Davis and Lively, he may end up being expendable, and that's one of the worries that I know a lot of people have. After we trade away Luka Doncic, it's really hard to tell what is it that Nico Harrison wants to do. What will he do next? It feels like I don't know Nico Harrison at all. Everything that he's done prior to February, I feel like I knew the direction. I knew what he was trying to do with this team. I could see the vision. Now I have no idea. Even though this is a mock trade proposal, who's to say that this isn't something that Nico Harrison is exploring? We did have a bunch of rumors prior to the trade deadline that Daniel Gafford was coming up in trade rumors and trade talks, but who's to say that any of that was real? That could happen again over the summer. Like I've been saying a lot lately, the Dallas Mavericks will have a very, very hard summer. A lot of executives have already said after the Luka trade, they feel like they can't trust Nico or the Mavericks, which could limit our options when it comes to trades or even free agents in the summer. Who wants to come to Dallas after they just traded away their best player in Luka Doncic? But it is a business. Some players know that, and we can still land good free agents. We can still make trades happen. It's all about having a GM who knows what he's doing, and so far, Nico Harrison has proved it. You can make the argument that February kind of negated all of that. You let me know in the comment section down below. But to wrap up this video, we got to go to the final segment of the video is Guess That Maverick. He likes to party. He's very inconsistent. He may be gone over the summer, but he's ours, and we drafted him, and he's currently on the team. So let me know who you think this is in the comment section down below. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making start to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing giveaway every single month on this channel. Only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. But till next time, y'all take care, drink water. Peace.